Alright, hello and welcome to MTA number 8, actually. But it was number 7, but we got more done last time. Welcome to MTA number 8 for the 3rd of August 2018. I'm Mosen and I'm joined with Naxx, and the topics for the day are doomed to fail. Our vanilla servers doomed to fail, including PTR servers, and a comment that is called, toilet brushes and poop socks. Alright, let's jump right into it. The first topic is gonna be, let's get into the music that's playing, which is gonna probably demonetize the video anyway, but it doesn't matter. And it's Wacken Open Air live stream, so we just thought we'd just record real quick. We all got a drink here. Naxx, you say hello first of all.
Hello.
Hi, Mom. And
Kappa poop sock.
The poop sock, yes. And we're watching the Wacken live stream in the background. In case you're wondering what that is, it's German folk metal. I don't know. Just deal with it. And
yes.
So the first topic is our vanilla servers doomed to fail. Private rows doomed to fail. And it's, to be more specific, maybe it's about what's gonna happen after Naxx, and is everything doomed to fail? Because we just saw it. A server comes to the end of its lifespan because the content that has been there for a long time is gone, and that's Naxx. So, well, before we get into it, what I could notice is that in the middle of AQ40, people start dropping out and they stop playing on private realms, that is, up until now, because they realize, okay, AQ40 is, it's not MC in Black Lunar anymore. Even in Black Lunar you can see people for, it's not that easy anymore. It's not maybe the LFR version anymore. And then you go into AQ40, and through the half of AQ40, it actually gets a little bit, a lot of people quit. A lot of people can't deal with bringing a lot of consumables or reading a lot of boss tactics, or being in a 40-man raid that requires everyone to have stuff to be efficient in the raiding time. And then at some point you hit Naxx, and there you can really notice that people are just, some people are just not willing to put in the effort anymore. They just much rather go and do other stuff, right? And that's totally fine, but they would, in Naxx you really need a lot of consumables for every person, and if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people in that raid that don't have it anymore, they're not gonna perform, and you're just not gonna kill any more stuff. And
yeah, AQ just takes the raiding to a completely new level.
Yes. I just need to turn the stream down a bit and you up. Okay. Yeah, what's your thoughts on it, first of all, before we go into more detail? Because that's what my experience was.
Yeah, and another thing is also that a lot of the PvP really dies down because the items that you get in AQ are so powerful. They are so powerful in the way that they boost your damage, not so much in their defensive capabilities. So everybody who just winds up doing more and more damage without being able to take more damage. And that just makes PvP really bursty. So already at AQ we can see a lot of people dropping up because of this. PvP just isn't so enjoyable anymore when the combat only lasts 2 or 3 seconds.
I would argue though, because it's not enjoyable anymore. I would say at this moment a lot of people would still PvP, but that's also part of the topic are they doomed to fail? Because there's usually a certain lifespan from the server from the get-go. People know, okay, you're ranking from the start of the server until AQ, and then you stop. Usually then it's not worth, not worth anymore to PvP to get the ranks. But that's exactly the question. Is that really the case?
For some, depends on the...
Can we do something else? Can we do a different... can we change it a bit that maybe it's worth, or that it's not completely useless on official Classic realms to have, PvP going on one server?
I think that's hard to do, because PvP, as it is in vanilla, is just an afterthought. It's not something that is particularly advanced. When it comes to the items that you actually get from the ranks, usually they only really cater to one specialization of that class. There's no, like, if you do PvP as a paladin, you just can't get retro or holy gear from it. You get such a mix of all three. So the gear is really badly optimized, and it's never updated. So you're still wearing what is essentially dungeon blues and some epics when AQ comes out. Some of the changes in this gear is just huge.
You can still
only
get
the weapons
rank 13. You can still get rank 13 gear.
You can, yeah, but for depending on the class,
which is still good.
Gear from it's still good, but gear from raids become much better. And we're talking rank 13 gear here. That is not so easy for everybody to get a hold of.
In AQ, less people are ranking. That's just a fact. So it is easier.
Yes, less people are ranking because
that's
it's
all
not
I'm
as
saying.
worth.
Like, it's exactly. It's this. The items are still really good. It's not as many people do it anymore, and then people argue it's not worth it anymore. But in the end, the rank 14 swords are still really, really good. And what I was thinking is that a problem that could maybe get solved by having official classic runs where people really, there's not going to be, okay, here's fresh now, enjoy, but these are the classic realms now, and this is the classic realm now, and now Naxx is out, and for more, because what private servers do is, Naxx comes out for 1 month, and then they announce a new fresh server, and so that server dies because there's going to be a fresh server, and so maybe if there's not this fresh hype, maybe things will be a bit different. Or the second option of this is maybe there are there's custom content. Let's just jump into custom content real quick to talk about it in another one. But if there's custom content, not custom, but additional content for the vanilla people on top of Naxx after that, you don't know yet what's coming, so everything stays relevant at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's also one of the reasons people really walked off by the time Naxx hits, because, okay, so another server is coming. Yeah. There's no reason to stay here. And I think the how active the PvP is on a realm is some kind of measure of how successful that realm is. Because... And especially WoW PvP, because that is just how vanilla is. Vanilla is not a raiding simulator. It is a world, and when that world ceases to exist, people drop out massively. Which is why you never see, you see so many realms that start up and they have 200, 300 active players in the first couple of weeks. Those just completely disappear after a while, because there's just no world without players.
Exactly, and that's something I wanted to discuss about servers being doomed to fail, because, and I actually picked this up from a line from a thumbnail that I saw on YouTube, which was really clickbaity, but and it was a clickbaity video, don't get me wrong, but it's a valid point to discuss about it, because we've discussed this in the past. But what's gonna come after Naxx? If there's nothing coming after Naxx, this is the exact thing that's gonna happen, and everyone just gotta know this. Okay, you're gonna have a fun time on the classic with alts or whatever, and you're gonna raid on the normal raid realms. But what if Blizzard holds open to say, okay, there might be additional stuff coming for the classic realms. Let it just be, I don't know, Hyjal, Mount Hyjal, quest hubs, and a small raid or something. Or let it be, I don't know, Ashara raid instance, or Ashara 2 5-man dungeons and daily quests or some shit. I don't know. It doesn't have to be this, don't get me wrong. And I know that people are gonna say, well, I don't want daily quests. I'm not meaning daily quests especially, but whatever. Just let there be any content that can contribute to the world that's gonna be really fun to play. And then all of a sudden, everything that happens in Naxx is not gonna be completely irrelevant anymore.
Yeah,
right.
They could do that. I mean, the Emerald Dream files are in the game. We can go there. And even on a private server, there was a new project announced a while ago. They were essentially going to do custom content for vanilla, where they would just retune bosses and so on. And you could even do that. And you could just, okay, so let's get Emerald Dream into the game, which would be the logical raid after Naxx. But also you have to think or consider that there are so many raids out by now, and raids don't really get out of date in vanilla. You still do Molten Core at Naxx level because some items are just that good, like Thunder Fury, even Sulfaras, and the belt from Ragnaros for Warriors is arguably best in slot entire game.
No.
So at that point, if you introduce another one, bear in mind AQ and Naxx takes a lot of time to do with farming consumables, all that stuff. Now you have another raid. I just don't think that is possible. I think Naxx should probably be the end of vanilla, and I think people will still do Naxx because Naxx is a really fun instance. I really like Naxxramas, so I don't think we actually need more content. At least it shouldn't be huge content.
I think there should be more content, to be quite honest. There should be more content for after that, what's gonna happen after Naxx. It doesn't have to be like an addition, maybe an additional ratio after like 1 year or something. You know, just to give something back. But there can be a lot of content. People always think that there needs to be like another tier of raids, which is not true. You can create content from just as I said, Hyjal, Mount Hyjal, in a vanilla state of mind, basically. That can be anything. You know how Mount Hyjal was at that time when vanilla was happening. There's a lot of stuff that you can put in there. You can put in there a big outdoor PvP zone that's actually has good items. You can put in there a raid. There's a raid dungeon right there that's unused. You can just put in a new quest zone there. I don't know. Who gives a shit? And you can put on writing to me in WhatsApp. Or you could use Ashara completely, or you can put more stuff in Fellwood, or you can. There's a lot of things you can do, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a raid tier, but it can be like a 5-man dungeon. I don't know. You know, just get creative. There's a lot of stuff that you can actually do. But that's for the doomed to fail, because I feel like yes, usually if stuff comes to an end, right now, right here, we can check right here. There is 1,047 people on this supposedly dead realm. It's not dead, but I'm just saying, compared to 10k, it's a tenth of the player base. And if there was some sort of extra content, there would probably be 7k here and or 5k here and 5 on the fresh one that want to do the fresh stuff. And that's all I'm saying. And yes, I think there's a lifespan to those servers, unless you agree on saying there can be additional stuff, there can be additional content if we like it. And whatever it is, it doesn't need to be... It really doesn't need to be another raid tier instantly or anything. Naxx dramas can be the ultimate. Or you just add, you know, a 5 raid tier on top of that. That's so mind-blowingly hard. Because let's face it, in Classic you can bring anything, basically. You could say in class, okay, on Classic realms, we're just gonna experiment. We're gonna do Mount Hyjal with like a questing zone, daily quests, and open PvP zone. And there's this one raid that's so mind-numbingly fucking hard, even for min-maxed Naxx players, right? Yeah. And who can beat it? Who can beat it? Like the hardest shit that anyone's ever seen. Like on the level on the hardest mythic bosses, but put 10% on top of that, right? In a vanilla style sense, and I think a lot of stuff can work out, to be honest.
Yeah, I would love to see Emerald Dream in vanilla, and I would love to have it connect with the World Dragons that are stomping around.
Yeah.
I had an idea.
World Dragons. That's a good topic. Like World Dragons.
Yeah.
But that's maybe something for another video. Because we want to get into the comment of the one and only Salad Cookie. A question somewhat related to toilet brushes. No, get this. What are your thoughts on poop socks and pee bottles? Have you ever engaged in either of these activities? During my vanilla ranking days, it was admirable, sometimes even required. You use one of these tools. Thanks again, good luck in Naxx. So yes, Salad Cookie. I have engaged. Of course, we have not engaged in those activities, but the poop sock and pee bottle, maybe for the people that are tuning in and, I don't know, have not played on Classic realms yet. What you do is, there's a certain thing called poop sock, and if you're going for rank 14, you attach a certain poop sock to your butthole. And then you don't have to go to the bathroom anymore, and you can grind through the Wars and Gulch weekend, right? And in order to avoid eating, you just cook up some yum-yum noodles, and then all of your human needs are sorted. And even to avoid the pee bottles, if you like drinking, you attach a certain bottle to the front side of your body. If you're male or female, it doesn't matter. To the thing, and then you know you just make it more efficient. Basically, you don't have to go to the bathroom every hour or so. You can go every 5 hours and empty this,
or just throw it out the window.
Or just throw it out the window.
Mom, bathroom.
Bathroom. Of course. We've all been there in the ranking days. It's been, like, some people don't know this, but there's been ranking days where we sat in front of the computer for, and I'm not even lying, 16 hours to match our honor grinds. And this is because, not because vanilla is so hardcore, which it isn't. This is because vanilla, you know, the private realms on which we play, is always one server where the whole community that likes this. Imagine all the retail or all the Legion community is on one server, right? So, of course, everything's gonna be crazy on that one server. Everything's gonna scale up. Imagine, only 1.01% can be rank 14 on a Legion server if it still existed. And all the community, everyone that plays Legion, everybody, Chinese, Russians, English people, Americans, Europeans, because English are not Europeans anymore, are on one server, and then you calculate rank 14. Of course it's gonna be crazy. Only there are some certain people that can sleep for 4 hours, have no job, but still have enough money to buy yum-yum noodles, and they are gonna be the ones that play 21 hours a day for 7 days a week. And I'm not over-exaggerating at this point, you know, the honor caps were 1.8 million at that point, and how are you going to compete? And of course it's stupid, and that's why everyone's looking forward to official servers, because that's going to spread the community among servers, which makes it a bit more human to play this game. So that's where the meme comes from, poop sock attached, because you can't join the best pre-made if you can't shit in your sock. Because you can't leave your computer for 1 second. If we're gonna lose this game, then we're not gonna reach the 1.8 million honor cap at that day. But yeah, do you have any more words to say for this episode?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there's someone at your door, I think.
Oh my god.
So this would be the last one. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or thank you for subscribing, and thank you for liking if you have done it in the past. This was MTA number 8, episode 8, and we're gonna pre-record the next one right now.